Thank you, Chair. My name is Jeff Nettleton. I've been a shareholder for 20 years in this company now, I realise. And at every meeting that I've attended, and I've tried to attend regularly, there have been problems raised by indigenous peoples from around the world, and today again. Therefore, I would like to say in a very positive way, I welcome very much the statement on page 26 of the report, which says that the company operates according to in the manner or in relation to the UN Declaration on Indigenous Peoples' Rights. I really welcome that. However, I have to say that it isn't true. As a statement of principle, I think it's good, and I would say in a positive manner, perhaps it isn't true yet. So let us say that we could look to that. The UN Declaration on Indigenous Peoples' Rights contains the right to free, prior, informed consent for indigenous communities before mines develop on their land. I don't think that the company is yet practicing that. Also, of course, we've heard today about sacred sites, and we've also heard about legacy issues which need to be dealt with in relation to the declaration from, amongst others, from Bougainville and from West Papua. So I would ask this is my question. Without genuine independent monitoring, without some process of something other than you in the annual report saying that you operate in this manner, it won't really work. There are great advantages for the company in improving, as the Chair said, in improving the reputational status of the company through doing this and being ahead of the rest of the industry. And there are also problems of litigation and confrontation that can be avoided. So could you explain how you will move towards some independent proof that, and will you work with indigenous organisations and structures like the Permanent Forum on Indigenous Issues to provide this independent monitoring? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Nettleton. Mr. Nettleton, may I say to you that you may recall, or maybe you don't recall, but these were my words, in my speech earlier today when I acknowledged the importance of our environmental and other social programs. I did actually say, you know, I'm sure we don't always get it right, and I really meant that. Those were my words. They weren't written by some other one member of my staff. I put them in myself because I don't suggest we don't make mistakes from time to time. But I want to tell you this. I visited quite a large number of the group's operations in the last year, and I can say to you genuinely, I am hugely impressed by the real commitment by our people, wherever I go, to dealing with traditional owners, local people, local owners, whatever the appropriate terminology might be in different countries. I can say to you, for example, on one visit to Australia, I was told, and I don't think I should identify who it was, because it was a private conversation, but shall we say by a very, very senior member of the current government in Australia who said to me completely unprompted, he said, Jan, you know, we are so impressed by the work that Rio Tinto have done in Australia with regard to Aboriginal people. We are the biggest employers of Aboriginal people in Australia. And that was just wonderful to hear, and I've seen it for myself. I think, but I'm not doing an audit of this right now, but I think every single mine site that I visited in Australia in the last year, on every occasion, I've spent some time with the local people to meet with them, to pay my respects to them, and to listen to anything that they may want to discuss with me. So I think I share your sentiment that dealing respectfully with local people, local customs and traditions is very important. I'm sure we don't always get it right, but I am expressing to you a real commitment on behalf of Rio Tinto to get it right. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen,
this independent element, yeah, because all of those things you said in relation to Australia, I would endorse from talking to indigenous people in Australia that there is some truth in that. So there is a positive framework, I think, but I don't think you can do it on your own. You need this independent element, and that was the core of my question.
Thomas asked if you can add.
Yeah, I think I do fully respect what you're saying and what you're requesting. As a matter of fact, we have been taking a lead in this discussion with the ICMM, which is a group of the largest mining companies around the world, to bring in what are principles that everyone would abide by. And we're very much a strong supporter in that, in the areas of safety, in the areas of environment, and the areas of communities. We have, if you compare our annual report now versus where it was 5 years ago, you'll see that we've substantially upped the space in there. And what we've also added, and this is a journey, as Jan says, this is a journey, we have independent assurance of our systems. And we do take this very, very seriously. We spend quite a bit of time setting up assurance systems. It's different from a financial assurance system because some of this is not as crisp, black and white as a financial statement would be, but we spend quite a bit of time ensuring that what we say for our top line policy is what we see happening at the mines and happening at the project ground. And this is something that is regularly reviewed with our corporate CSEA committee and something reported back to the board. So I take it seriously. I think it is a competitive advantage if we can get this right better than our competitors.
Thank you, Tom.